What's up, everybody? And before we get going, got to give a huge shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Thank you to Tony, Starla, Sam, Luke, Jacob, and Tyler. Thank you guys so much. Come help support the show. Come be a part of the Patreon family. You can find a link in the episode description, patreon.com/AITDpod. Also, all of a sudden, we're starting to get all these new people into Discord. I don't know what happened, but thank you guys so much for joining the Discord chat. We're all talking it up in there. I mean, people asking questions. That's the best part about this Discord right now is, you got other drivers. We even have... there might be a supervisor in there for all we know, but there is also a shop steward that also just joined as well in there. So if you have questions about your job and with UPS and contract stuff, we got a great group of people in the Discord chat that are answering questions left and right about all this stuff, and also just having fun in there as well. So if you want to join the Discord, you can find that link in the episode description as well. Guys, episode 156 here. This has fallen into our lap, what we're about to talk about. We're talking about Carol's buyouts. UPS wants to buy out. We're going to assume close to retirement drivers. But it kind of all makes sense now about everything that kind of led up to this. And we're about to get into that. Also, the question of the week was a huge success as well. I got a lot to read off there. God help me. Guys, episode 156. Hope y'all are ready for this. Here we go. We got to this one address. I said, this one goes around back. He went around back, boom, drove off, left them right at the stop.
That was after getting hit by a car.
Wait, you got hit by a car?
I ended up drinking 24 Bud Lights in about 48 minutes. Drunken nomad stumbles out in the road and he hit me going 30 miles an hour.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of All in the Delivery. This is episode 156. And before we get going on these shenanigans today, whenever you're listening, let me introduce to you guys my co-host down in West Buyouts, Virginia. Luke, come here and let me see you.
Fuck.
How are you, buddy?
I am doing very well. I'm kind of mind blown by how all this is getting, we're shaking it up a little bit. We've gone live many times in the past. We're live this evening, so everybody that's joining us live, we appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. Got
some veteran drivers, too, within, which is going to be fucking key in this because we were just informed before we started recording that this is a first with, we don't have, I don't think we have, I can't see it would have to have been like 60 or 70 years ago before any of us, long before, I can't see. This is definitely a first. I'm going to say it. I'll fucking say it. This is, as far as the drivers that we have in here, shout out, there's plenty of you, Greg, Chuck, Dusty, Brian. I know with three of those four, Greg, I'm not 100% on, but I know the three of them are been around, probably going to get targeted. And then I thought, hell, how far down are they going to go? But anyway, we're going to get into all this because this shit, as we release this, we're going to do this different. We're not releasing on Monday. There's going to be a lot of people working Saturday. We're going to release this episode. So I hope everybody had a great 4th of July for those that are working. If you're listening today or whenever you decided to listen, we're doing it a tad bit different. I'm excited. I'm kind of mind blown by the whole thing. The crazy thing that I will mention that, we're not really even going to get into that much is what we were kind of, we were literally basing this episode originally around of what we had thought of this, especially within the Discord, because we got drivers that have been around for a long time, the drivers that haven't been working for that long, just kind of saying when they've thought like everybody's had this feeling of just doesn't feel the same as it used to, like feel as good, so to speak. And then this happens, and it's like, holy fucking shit. This, more shit that we've never seen.
Yeah. Insane. It's insane. So I'm just going to read a little bit about it, which I'm sure everybody, hold on. To start it off, though, the week was good, right? I mean, it was a short week for us here. Only worked 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4th of July, Friday. But for me, out of those 4 days, I had 2 days past 8 o'clock. So we were banged up pretty bad up here. And, yeah, but I mean, hey, we're here. We made it. As we're recording this now, tomorrow is the 4th of July. Looking forward to the 3-day weekend to celebrate with friends and family on, our 249th celebration as a nation here. So it's going to be a good weekend. So, all right.
I don't even know. Where do we even begin?
Let me just read it.
Go ahead.
Let me just read a little bit of it. So this came out today on Thursday, July 3rd. Says the Teamsters put out a post all over their social media platforms saying UPS violates Teamsters national contract with plan for buyouts. Says UPS is expected to unveil an illegal plan later this month to buy out full-time employees represented by the Teamsters, a corporate scheme that will directly violate the union's national contract protecting 340,000 delivery workers. The multi-billion-dollar company's driver voluntary severance plan, DVSP, which UPS has not yet publicly disclosed, would offer cash to drivers to initiate early retirement or quit their job. The DVSP, likely to be announced to workers in the coming weeks, would leave most drivers without quality health insurance if they retire under the program and would undermine UPS's own legal commitment to create 22,500 more jobs under its current Teamsters contract. Let's stop there quick.
Okay.
So, if they were to retire under the program, it says. Mm-hmm. So, UPS is creating this program, the DVSP, okay? It appears to be what it is. So, which we haven't found out how much yet. Do we think there's going to be different, levels of packages? Let's keep it delivery related. The different levels of packages to be offered to different drivers. I don't know, say for instance, maybe they offer more money to somebody with less years. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe someone that has more years left to retire.
That would literally be, as we got in the live stream right now, mm-hmm. I was kind of half joking when I said for me it would take $1 million. I said that knowing they wouldn't do it, but then thinking if I would drive, I wouldn't, I would gross that in another 10 years, and would that be I feel like that would be for me, 200K is a number that's floating around in here, and that's what Chuck said that he would take, and Greg also said I'll take 200K and run, and he is 10 years in. The thing is, if you would get that, would that automatically, because me being a degenerate better most of my life and seeing how lump sums of money. Well, of course, when I did it for most of my life, it was still illegal, which probably was better off, but that's a whole nother thing. But when you win a lottery, that gets taxed right there. So if you get a check for $200,000, is it getting gutted? I mean, but
unless they label it in an overtime.
If you if you it just makes you wonder, like, as far as the 22,500 jobs, I'd said before we started recording that maybe if they're wanting to eliminate drivers that have been top rate that are older, to replace them with people that would be new hires making not as much money, because who knows how this contract negotiation is going to go. Who the fuck knows how it's going to be at this point. But I don't think they wouldn't replace everybody, but this is just another way for them to just try to shrink the workforce and do it in a way that that they think they can get away with. But the legal stuff is what, like Chuck had said on here, that the union probably wouldn't allow it. And with the contract and shit, that's what I mean. There's probably some that I'll tell you what I don't want. I don't want this to try to, because I do not think they are in the position myself. These opinions on the podcast are strictly our own. We say that a lot, so we're not speaking for every UPS Teamster out there that, they're not, but and both of our opinions, I'll never speak for Dave, but we've talked about it enough that I can say this confidently that they haven't looked like going into 2028. The momentum is not on their side, and I don't feel like they've looked that great. And it's like, are you going to? It's like you don't have the momentum to want to threaten a strike over this in 2028 if we're not allowed to strike in a contract, till a contract year anyway. It just, I don't know. It just, I don't see it, but like I just don't think they're looking great right now. And if they're going to try to threaten that with how this legality shit works, and it may be something as simple as suing. I don't know. I have no idea how this works. This is the first time that this has happened. Nobody has a clue. But I also said, and then because I don't want to trail off in too many directions, it's so hard not to, because you can spin this in so many different ways.
Right.
I told Dave as well that it also looks like, because of comment sections that I've seen, even what we have here in the what we have in our live stream right now, like, people would want to have their own choice on it and don't really want to be told what to do either. And it looks, in a sense, it's like, they're mad because if those people all get bought out, whatever that percentage is, say it's, 10%, fucking 15%, 20, whatever it is, that's all union dues that are going out the window for them. And that, I said to Dave, for people that have been paying into the union due fees. I mean, I've paid over $1,000. Like I was saying, I forget, it's over $1,000. I think it's like 1,300 and something. Like, people that, like, by the time you get to close to 30 years or get to 25 years or whatever this target audience is going to be of drivers, you have already paid in you've paid probably $20,000-$30,000 in union dues. So it's like, if they want to make the decision, it's up to how everybody. For me, I wouldn't trust 200,000. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it because I feel like it would get gutted by taxes. It's not enough. Not for me. Not now. I'm fucking 40. What 200,000 ain't gonna set me for? You know what I mean?
That's
like, I can
only 2 years of work to me.
Yes. So what? Like, there's no. Yeah, that's way too low. So like, but I'm 18 years in. So I can't see somebody at 20 years in, like, where if they would start. Like, I just feel like they're not gonna. I don't think they're going to go too low. But who knows? They might. I don't know. I don't know how this will be. If you get a lump sum of money before it gets taxed or not, and you have $300,000, and no matter what, people make, good. We make good money, but people still find themselves in trouble and live paycheck to paycheck, and it happens a lot in this. It still happens, and you get fucking a lump sum of money of a few $100,000 ish or north of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's going to be a lot of people that would be like, do I want to keep beating the shit out of my body for all the, and at the time it might seem like a good idea. I think shout out to Ernie Martinez. There he is, 10 million minimum. I wouldn't expect anything less, dude. Your Lakers aren't in the bus family, dude. I'm sorry. I don't want to trail off too bad, but it's fucking with me, Ernie. Glad you're here tonight.
No, so Brian actually said this before. We need a response to this from Sean O'Brien. So there actually is one. And let me read it quick here. Sean O'Brien responded with, UPS is trying to weasel its way out of creating good union jobs here in America by dangling insulting buyouts in front of Teamsters drivers. It is an illegal violation of our national contract, said Teamsters General President Sean O'Brien. UPS is obligated to establish tens of thousands of new full-time jobs under the agreement. But CEO Carol Tomei and UPS's corporate managers are hoping that if they offer paltry severance packages to enough workers, no one will notice the company is setting the union's contract on fire. UPS Teamsters work too damn hard to be treated with such disrespect, is what Sean O'Brien had to say. So I want to go back to what you're creating full-time jobs. So this is what I said at the top here about how this buyout kind of led up. It led up to everything. If you look at it from the big picture here, keeping it with UPS, they're getting the big picture. Yeah, if you get the big picture here, I'm just on a roll tonight, baby. We're rolling. Just getting the big picture here. If you look at everything that's happened between shutting down centers combining, obviously those workers have to go somewhere, right? Like, they're not going to be able to fit all these people in a new center now. Like, they have to get rid of people somehow. And so, obviously, this is their plan to get rid of those drivers now. And then if you look at it even further there, now you want to talk about creating new jobs? I don't see where the new jobs are coming. If we shutting down centers, where are the new jobs coming? They ain't.
Buying out
We're
drivers,
buying out people.
Automation and automated centers.
Yeah.
Dude,
sounds like losing jobs to me, bud.
I mean, that's what we're in 2025, so we're halfway in this fucking thing now. I mean, so by 2028, 22,000 but that number, I still feel like that number can be, it can go towards that number if they hire new drivers over this buyout, even if it's a fraction of the drivers they rehire. Mm-hmm. And that might be a way they would try to, fudge the numbers, so to speak.
Yeah.
Which, not to try to get myself and I don't like that because she seems like somebody you don't want to fucking mess with, because I feel like these moves with UPS are pretty calculated, it seems like, and in our opinions, or my opinion, it seems like it's working for them a little bit. And I don't know, man. It just is. It's one of those things that I don't even know if how I want to word it. It's I don't know. I might tread lightly. It was something it was like I was saying how Carol with diabolical decisions on this, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It is. I think it's setting it up. I don't know if maybe she didn't have enough time with this last contract, maybe because with COVID and everything and how it all was. But man, this might, like you said, of a plan. If they're repeatedly violating the contract of it and they offer it, but this, like this on their end, it's a genius fucking move. It does violate. Yes.
Yeah.
It does violate the contract. It fucking does. But you have a lot, the people you're targeting are people that are been around for a while and are been doing this job for a long time, and we're not fucking sitting at a desk. You know, we're working labor, so it's like those drivers, the ones especially that have put in a lot of time and have seen a lot more contracts before this one. I mean, fuck, I think I've seen 5 or 6, you know, I mean, it's, to tell them, it's just like the blowback that on their end, if I'm UPS or if I'm Carol, I'm like, that's going to push into that's going to fucking, you know, that's going to cause some disturbance, because if they're like, well, what are they going to offer me? Because at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, we're union employees. We're in this job to make money, and it pays better than most of us probably wouldn't be able to find. You know, that's why that's why we're here. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I feel good saying that it can lead to, I mean, for me personally, like I said, there's nothing they would be able to offer me that I would take, because the number would be ridiculous. And financially, there's no way they would just be handing each employee like fucking a couple $1 million a piece. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't gonna happen. So no matter what, I'm gonna be around.
Of course. And as I'm reading further down here, O'Brien had some more things to say, as well as Fred Zuckerman, Vice President of Teamsters. I'm sorry, not Vice President, General Secretary, Treasurer, Fred Zuckerman. Anyways, O'Brien said, our members cannot be bought off, and we will not allow them to be sold out. The Teamsters are prepared to fight UPS on every front with every available resource to shut down this illegal buyout program. UPS needs to live up to the existing contract. They must honor their commitments just as Teamsters do every day, reliably delivering packages to hundreds of millions of Americans. Profits are not more important than people, not at UPS or any other employer, is what O'Brien had to say. Rank and file UPS Teamsters are strongly encouraged to remember that we have the protections of our contract at the end of the day. We have the ability to fight back. We cannot and will not be kicked around, said Teamsters General Secretary Treasurer Fred Zuckerman. All drivers should reject this illegal and insulting buyout when UPS makes it public. UPS has forced buyouts on its own management in the past. They can't force anything on us. Carol Tomei can screw over her own team, but she's not going to push around the Teamsters.
Until you stop it, if you can't stop it, then right now, what else have they violated? I mean, they were talking about the AC shit. Like, we knew that, like, they got a fleet of trucks for most of the country beforehand. Everybody knew that. Like, so that's one thing. Like, you want to, I don't know, man.
Dude.
It's just, but you say that in selling, I still think the response of the drivers, the ones that are doing the work, not to take away from Sean O'Brien, I know he has his CDLs and he worked when he was younger. Fred Zuckerman, I don't know what the fuck how long it's been since he's done any labor work.
Yeah.
But dude, like, you're saying that to people that have put in a lot of time, and that's again why I don't like. What if their statement is, if this is available now, but they're willing to cut ties with, if they're going to strike or whatever, threaten that, what if they're said, we're willing to try to cut ties and start. Oh, like, I just feel like this is like when I was saying tread lightly, like, she's just somebody I don't think I'd want to piss off, man. And I don't know, like, it's just the automation shit, like you say, people are more important than profits. But did you not know about the automation that was coming for the preloaders and warehouse people? If you didn't, like, how does this? I don't. That's just if. I feel like most people know anyway at this point now, the way AI and all this shit's being created, the automation it's been a lot more relevant now than it has, I guess, than it was in 2023 even though it's only been a couple, but still, like, there's no way, because all that shit started going into place like right when that contract got passed. And they also did fuck over a lot of their own, as we got messages about that with that one supervisor that was like right before his 25 years and they let him go. And yeah, dude, like that, it just, again, I feel like it looks bad to try to take the will, like you're going to, and I feel like it's insulting to somebody that's 30 years and wants to take fucking a buyout because they don't want to work another couple, Maybe say they were going to work, say you're a 30-year driver and you got your 30 in and you're like, fuck, I can't retire and I need to work another 3 years. And you get this fucking buyout for $200,000. We'll just, $200,000 seems to be a number floating around. We'll say $200,000. Dude, and that's 3. That's 3 extra years you're having with either your spouse or your family, or I know at that point your family, if you have kids, are probably older, unless you have them late in life at my age. Because at 30, when I have technically 30 years in, Willow will be how old will she be? She'll be 15. Just getting ready to drive, probably scaring the shit out of me. But yeah, it's like for them to say, okay, I don't want to work another 3 or 4 years and take that buyout, and you're going to say it gets sold out. That's a dumb fucking decision. Like, dude, I feel like that's again why this seems like a much more strategic move for UPS to rattle the cage, especially by 2028. And I know we're going to have a good raise and everything by the time that comes to play, but it just seems like we're halfway through the fight right now. And, it's a 12-round fight, we'll call it, boxing terms. And we're in like round 5, round 6 right now. And we're not, of moving forward of what the future of 2028 union-wise. I'm not talking about what was already done in the last contract. I'd have to say the scorecard, they're fucking pounding us right now. Yeah. It's just, we're like down fucking 5 or 6, we're down 4, 5, 6 rounds in this fucking thing right now. And that could be a way to start it from within and try to break it up once and for all. I don't know. I don't. It's so new. The speculation, we could run wild.
Yeah, dude. That's like, I don't have words. Like, I don't have words for it. It's wild. Like you said, it's nuts. And
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, did you happen to talk to your dad about this before we recorded? Have you spoke to him?
No, I did not.
Okay. I was just curious. I didn't know if you did or not. Go ahead.
I was too busy trying to finish my
Yeah, that's right. Dad. You were fucking slammed. He was slammed today. I had
other things on my mind.
I had a good day. I shockingly had a good Thursday for the first one in a while. So yeah. Dave, on the other hand, got the brunt of it today.
I got the shaft.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's, man. I don't, like, we asked, like, how much money would it take? How much money would it actually take to buy you out? Like, that's the crazy part about it, because obviously Teamsters doesn't want drivers to accept it.
Oh yeah, that's clear.
But there will be. And then it makes the Teamsters look even worse.
I know.
Because their own members are like, sure, $500K, I'm out. You know?
I mean, dude, that's still like, yeah, that is like if they're offering $500,000 to, like, you're saying to a 30-year driver, how the fuck you going to be mad if they
To a
take that
30-year
money?
driver?
They
Like,
won't offer
I don't know,
$500,000 to a 25-year driver would be more.
Let's just say hypothetically, okay? Let's just say UPS is looking at it in a way where it's like, okay, this driver on average, we make $100K. All right? Let's just say average,
top
okay?
rate drivers do, yes.
$100K
If you're top
a year.
rate, yes.
All right? 25-year driver, you got 5 years left. $100K a year, $500K. You want out? You can retire right now at 25 years. Or would you be like, nah, give me 500? Like, that's the thing. I don't think drivers are not going to be able to
Negotiate.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to negotiate with them. Like, UPS is going to be like, here's the packages. Here's what it is. Take it or leave it. You know, it's
Right.
not going to be like, yeah, actually, you know what? 500K is great, but give me benefits till I'm 75.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, that's
They're
not going to happen.
Right. It's not, there's going to be no room for negotiation, at least within the drivers, or really the union, because the union's not going to negotiate shit because they don't want it to.
Right.
They don't want it to. What's up, Lars? They don't want it to, go through anyway.
Yeah, dude. It's, or like, let's say there's let's say there's like some of those like 35-year drivers. Okay.
Yeah, I actually saw one tonight. Shout out to you,
Right.
Mark.
Like, what are they going to be like? Okay, here's $100K. Get out of here.
Yeah, they're not going to offer them more than they should be. Yeah, it's like, here's another $100K. Get the fuck out of
Here's
here.
$200K. Get out of here. Like, it's not going to happen. Like,
Well, see, this is the thing.
Realistically, let me ask you. Realistically, like, I'm not just 100% serious right now. Do we think it would be over 100K?
I can't see how it couldn't be. You don't think it'll be over 100,000?
No.
These buyout? Well,
Nope.
fuck.
Nope.
I know we don't gross because that's what I was going to go back. I was going to go back to the 500. I was going to go back to the 500,000 one because when you were saying of like the top rate driver, the average were making 100K, like that's what they're grossing. They're not making that after taxes. So that would also be another thing to where how much more would you get fucked on taxes with a lump sum money of 500,000 versus like there's so many things to. Did they say it would be X amount of years drivers only? Wouldn't it be discrimination? Wouldn't it be discrimination if it wasn't offered to all drivers? It probably. But see, you're not going to be able to file.
You gonna file a grievance on it?
You're not going to be able to file a grievance on it because the Teamsters aren't going to touch it. If that's a good one, though.
Fuck.
Can you imagine going? So Sean O'Brien, so Sean O'Brien and fucking Zuckerman is so mad about this. Can you imagine somebody going up and being like, "Hey, because they didn't offer it to me, can I file?
I gotta file discrimination.
Mr. Gunner, thing that was a good one, man. Thank you. I mean, technically yes, but because the union involvement will be none, it's going to be something you would strictly have to do yourself for sure.
Right, because obviously, like, just we all know Teamsters doesn't want this, so they're not going to want to get involved with any of that.
Yeah, they're
obviously.
not. There'll be no grievances put.
No.
But the number that they'll say, it's like, how low would it go? With 20? Like it. I mean, they may offer it to the 20 years though. It's like, I mean, I just feel like that number would have to be very high because if you say the cheapskate thing, which yeah, we Yeah, we know that, obviously. Shout out to Bobby when he used to have on his page, when he had his Instagram page years ago, and put the budget cuts, and people would send in them pictures because, man, you would look at some of them pictures on those budget cuts and you'd be like, this is a $1 billion corporation. Or
We don't even have calendars anymore.
Multi-billion-dollar corporation. Yeah, we don't even get calendars anymore.
We don't even get calendars anymore, bro.
The calendars are the last of that was the last thing to go, man. And now they're fucking...
Pens are next. We're not even going to have UPS pens soon. Budget cuts.
But it's but yeah, dude, you can't offer... What are you going to offer them, 50 grand? Like... That's fucking not like that ain't going.
But that's the thing, though. Like that's what I'm saying is like they're gonna be like $50K cash. Get out of here. People be like $50K cash right now sounds great. And dude, like I was just talking to a buddy about this. It was either this morning or yesterday. I can't remember. A long day. But we were just even talking about how a lot of these hires, these younger kids, like 5 years or less. They don't care about the future.
That's true.
Like that's why our pension got fucking cut up here in local Poo 94. The shittiest local in the country. Like that's why this local dropped our pension. We're not putting more money in. We're taking there's less money going into our pension right now because all they were worried about is what we're getting right now, not the future. Of us.
True, dude.
They're not worried about what's going to happen in retirement. They're worried about right now. And so, like, that's the thing. Like, right now, dude, it's...
You say $50,000,
one of these kids
they
might be like, $50K cash. They're going to be like, ching, ching. Their eyes are going to fucking light up. And, they be out.
I did not think of that. And damn, you're not wrong.
Just like money talks. You know?
It does, dude.
A lot of those younger drivers, I mean, I don't think they're going to offer it to the younger drivers, but I'm just saying, like, as an example, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe they will because everyone's overstaffed now because we're closing centers, merging centers, too many people and too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, like, dude. How did we... I'm just thinking,
how the fuck did we get here?
How did we get here, dude? How did it come to this, man?
Insane, bro.
Fucking stock prices has just been fucking tough. I mean, dude, now we're talking like what the? I don't know, man. I almost feel like we're this. I don't want to say that. I was saying the oil business that it's going to run out one day, but I'd like to think we'll still be around for at least till we're all gone. But damn, dude, it just is like the fucking. The shit that is going on now, and I guess we can at least bring that part up a little bit, just that, like, of all the shit, just the human element of work, how it's become less and less people, I feel like, are less proud, and like aren't walking as tall as they used to be, so to speak. Yeah. And I don't know, it just feels like morale. I don't like to say that because I can only speak for myself, but I still enjoy, the job. The job can suck a lot of times, but delivering to my people, seeing the dogs, everything working outside, I don't know what else I would be doing. I enjoy what I do. All that being said, like I like to try to stay as happy as I can, but there's just so much shit that you see now that doesn't, and it's not any one certain thing because I can like say, really, I mean, everybody sees questionable shit at their center, but really, and I've said it before, like my management team and my center manager, I got a good relationship with all of them, and I feel like it's been pretty solid in my building, but you just of the podcast and everything we have with the Discord and every just sending messages to the social media pages that you'll hear, just like it. There's just some shit now that just would not fly like before. And what if the buyouts were in UPS stock? That would be an interesting concept of it because UPS has a good dividend. So how they would do the stock, that would but our stock has been trending down for the last like year and a half, 2 years.
2 years,
So I don't know how enticing. Like it's risen up like a little bit. It's finally over $100 again, but it really fucking shit the bed there for a little while. So I don't know. I mean, the stock options would be one thing. They could. That would be interesting because I know, and Chuck, you could attest to this because you were around for the '97 strike. Retired driver, shout out to Tammy Martin, had told us that. Well, I don't mean it. I'm not trying to say that he's fucking old. He just was there.
No,
what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at this.
Oh, socks. How many pairs of socks would it take? That's great. But Tammy had said that they had offered during the strike, at least in her area of in Oklahoma, because the company wasn't public yet, but they had offered them some type of stock option of
That's
right before the stock went public. It was like 13 a share or something like that. So maybe they would. I mean, they might. I still to this day
That's
don't
what
own
I'm
a
saying.
pair
Like
of
maybe
UPS
there's gonna be
socks.
like different
Proud of that.
packages, like different selections, where like people be like, oh, you want this in stocks, you can select this one. You want it in cash, you can select this one. But then they'll tax you in the cash. You want it in the other one. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there might be different packages
dude.
offered.
Even their buyout packages are still going to have you by the balls. They can't let you completely be free. They're going to make you fucking worry.
Yep.
It's crazy because it's obviously a direct violation, but this, I don't want to keep repeating the same thing, but I think how this comes up is it's too early to tell. All we're going to have is predictions because this literally got released today. But again, to try to take away someone's decision on it, I just don't see how this goes well for the union moving forward because of the drivers that are going to take it. That's going to fucking it's just
not going to go well at all.
No. And this could be a thing that you're treading where they're like saying 2028, they're like, we'll keep let's see the pay raises and the shit like that we have now that it's over everybody else. That's only because we're unionized.
Yes.
If we weren't unionized, we would be making the same amount of money that every other delivery service
$25
out there
an
makes.
hour.
So don't want to be taking away everything from the union because they got us where we are today.
No, but it's if there's ever a time for Brian to fucking whip his balls out, right? It's right now.
Yeah.
Like it's
is.
right fucking now. Because this is something that obviously shouldn't happen, and but like, dude, like I'm saying this, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, UPS is gonna get away with it. There's something just in my head that's like, UPS is gonna get away with it. UPS is gonna get away with it.
Yeah, dude. Because what are they gonna like if they can't
get
legally
away with all the bullshit? Every time.
So what if this leads into, like I said, because this is a few years away still, like say however this works, if it gets shut down, if it doesn't, this would be the part when I was saying earlier, a minute ago about the union building us up to where we are today. So what if in a hypothetical, like people say this like is ongoing until the next contract, like the decision of these buyouts. I don't know if the shelf life, the timeline they're going to do, if it's going to be within like you have like 2 months to decide, or if it would be until the contract is completely over. But just imagine if they're trying to be like, what if they make an offer once the contract's up, their own offer, like of saying, but see the benefits, they can do whatever the fuck they would want to if they have like, well, we can't sign a contract with them, but what if they're just like, we'll fucking offer, like they're trying to, like, what if they make another offer to try to say, don't be a union, we'll be a Teamster employee and work with us, and we're going to put this and like try to sign, put like a pledge or something, if you will. This whole thing may just be a plant to fucking get this, if we would happen to go on strike, however long that would be, that would obviously
You're talking
make
about
the
after the contract.
Yes.
When
that would make the stock prices, that would make the stock prices drop. Investors, working for the investors, that would be a time to buy the motherfucker. I know I'm talking, I feel like I'm almost going if take this with a grain of salt, but this is just shit that I feel like if I try to think like I'm them, and what would I do? And that, like, I don't know, man. It just, to see how, like, what percentage would it be, do you think, where they would start saying, oh shit? Like, what percentage, like, when they start offering these, like, if it's over half, they've got to be like, I'm talking about the Teamsters fucking freaking out. Like, how many other percent, like, what do you think it is where they would really start to sweat?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because then they would see the trend going, and that wouldn't be good. Like, if it started out
UPS
immediately,
or Teamsters would be like, oh, UPS is winning at this.
Yeah. Depending on what dude, I just like it would be hilarious if it's something laughable. Like, what? It'll just be like $25,000.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
They'll say tax free, $25,000 in cash.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, but I think I'm gonna stick around a little bit longer.
Yeah.
The chess pieces are set. Yes. Remember, we got a bonus at the beginning of contract. Mid-contract bonus will be percentage for every 5%.
Yeah, dude, that's fuck. It's just, I guess we could talk about it. We can like shift gears here, and we could talk about what we originally want to talk about now, because it just goes along with it. It does. It really does, and that's talking about, when did UPS, I don't know if I want to say exactly stopped caring about the service, but service definitely took a backseat.
Yes.
Service is sitting on that back 8,000 shelf right now. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, it's 100%.
It's not right up there in the next day airs. Like, it's no longer there. Like, it's. So, like,
dude, we were having next day airs just not getting delivered, like showing up to the building at like 10 a.m. And back in the day, dude, they'd have been shuttling that shit out, getting it delivered. Now it just sits and waits till the next day.
Right. So I know, like, we talked about this, and we even asked a couple people in our Discord too. We even asked everybody in our Discord about this and what their thoughts were on it. And that's, when did UPS stop caring so much? Like, did it start when UPS went public? Is that when the decline started happening? Because, even just in my time, from starting back in 2014 and only being here for 11 years now, even I've seen the difference. Like, it's different now for me when I put on my UPS uniform in the morning. Like, when I first started, dude, and I had like maybe like 5 years, even just be like still being there, like, I felt something like every time I put the I'm not trying to be like fucking silly or anything, but like, it felt good to be like a UPS driver. Like you felt like respected by everybody, and it's just not the same anymore. Like we're down low with fucking bottom feeders like Amazon and FedEx now. Like we're all just leveled with each other. Like UPS used to be at the top of the game.
Like service goes and stuff. Is that what you're trying to say overall?
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, like, at least from my personal, like, I mean, I'm in one building, but like, one spot, but I still feel like here our service is still better than the others, but our service, just not comparing us to any other company, but just within ourselves, the service, like you said, dropped off. So like stuff to where there's not, it doesn't like, this doesn't go against management of any, like different decisions get made, and I know it's different now, and there also is the union that will fight for people's jobs. I get that, like people will get rehired, but dude, there's just shit that I see that I have seen, like not this one. I've had to have told this, but this one, like it was one that always blew my mind because it was in a mailroom of a not a dorm, but a mailroom of like college apartments, in a big area of college apartments, multiple buildings, and they had like a recreation, a pool, and they had like where the people that work there, they had a mailroom, and you would go punch, like you would punch the codes in, a locker would open up, you'd put a box in it. Pain in the ass because before that you were able just to drop everything off at like the office, but that's what they wanted and that's what you did.
Yeah.
And there was a time where none of this stuff got delivered. It stayed in the middle of the floor. It sat there through the entire weekend, and it was when a driver that was on vacation came back and saw that, and the driver that was covering that route, like, dude, when I started, if you did that shit, you probably got fired.
Sure.
Like, I don't even think that driver was called in the office over that. And I'm just like, and this isn't recent. That's been a while ago. So if there is anybody listening out of my building, like I said, it isn't anybody. This was my retired, like, the center manager I had that was old school and retired. Like, it wasn't a thing. Like, it wasn't just like I just said with the next day airs, if they would come there early, it used to be if they would be there at 9 a.m. or something, or 9:30, we would just wait and get it and deliver late. Now it just gets put to the next day. Like, there's commercial stops, there's businesses that get shut down, that get sheeted up as closed when they're open. And they're like, they're pissed off because they don't have their shit, and it's like, I don't know. It's like they know they're open. I've said it in pickups when I've said they're going to be open, and then they have it sheeted as closed. So somebody's calling that shot the dispatch. Like, that's coming from above, like my building. Whoever's doing that, like, they're just, and it's like that's intentionally that's businesses that aren't getting their shit, and they're open. And we're operating, and that that was unfucking heard of, dude. It was a business was open and we were running. They were getting their stuff. It wasn't if they were closed and we were running. If they weren't getting their stuff, it was because they were closed.
Right. So I'm going to read off a couple here from the Discord chat and what they had to say about it, and when they think UPS had its change. This one here is from Fernando. Fernando says, I don't know if it's service related, but doing away with the Christmas turkeys was a sign that times were changing, in my opinion. Of course, we didn't see it like that in the moment, but looking back, that was when it started, in my opinion, he says. And I mean, that kind of goes back to how we were talking about before, the morale with the workers and the employees and all that stuff. Like, is that when the morale went down, and then everybody was like, "Oh man, it's this sucks now." Like, so it just, let's put that one on the back burner for now. But like, it makes you wonder, was that maybe the start of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was something. It always was, even though it wasn't much, it was something that you
Absolutely.
would get, and it meant a lot to people. It did.
Absolutely.
I can say I was stoked when I got mine.
Yep. This one here is from B-Rad, says, Scott Davis was CEO during the '08 recession. He was an outsider that was brought on when UPS bought out the company he ran. He was one of, if not the first, outsider to run the company. I'd say that was the acceleration of the downfall of this company. The '97 strike, which gave FedEx Ground a foothold, and the company going public was the beginning. It became about the stock price rather than the company. Valid point. Very valid point. When you go public, obviously, it's
for shareholders. You need to appease the shareholders, and because if your
obviously,
stocks,
if you got to appeal, what'd you say?
appease
the shareholders, then obviously you're trying to make them happy. So
yes.
Of course you'll do anything you can to make them happy, even if that means sacrificing certain service.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
because that was always the thing that put us above, and because people would say we make more money and stuff, but it was like that was a thing that put us above everybody else for the longest time.
Absolutely. This one here is from Moore. Says, in my personal experience, it wasn't until recently, maybe like a year ago, where management basically told me, fuck customers, because I had self-dispatched. Basically, a coworker of mine had a misload for a business he was 30 miles away from. I had finished my work and wanted my aid, so after letting management know what's going on, I took the misload, and as I was like 5 miles away from the business, they told me no and to bring it back, and they even took it off my board. I told them too late, delivered it, and got a verbal warning. They said it was going to be a write-up, but when I told them the most senior driver, 42 years old, told me to do it, and that he would be at fault for listening to him, so they better give me a write-up too. They better give him a write-up too. And then they ended up dropping it. So,
yeah, that's something. That's a reasonable thing. She was doing something that she didn't have to do, and wanted her 8 hours. It wasn't like she was working like against the DOT. So, yeah, that's like one thing that they should have been like, thanks.
Right.
Instead to get a verbal warning.
Darkhawk says after the company had its IPO and went public. So it's all going back to being public. He also says, and when they appointed that accountant as CEO, because then it was all about the books and not about the people doing the actual work. I remember his first rule was every truck would get 140 stops regardless.
Ooh.
So all signs point to when the company went public.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. That's when that was.
And now, I think most recently in the last 4 or 5 years now, we've seen it like even more.
Mm-hmm.
Like even more. So did it start then? And now it's just continuing and got worse? Like
I'll see people...
Like we said, the morale thing, dude, I 100% feel that. 100% feel that, dude. You know, it's different now, man. It's a different UPS than when I first started, than when my dad was working. It is a completely different UPS.
Oh, it 100% is, for sure.
It's just not enjoyable anymore, I feel like, too. Where everyone's constantly getting butt fucked. Like it's, you know, all sandpaper, no lube, fucking just, dude, it's terrible. It's terrible what's going on right now and what has led up to this. And now we're going to try and buy out employees. So
And now, yeah, exactly. Now we're going to see people take buyouts and just going to divide people even more. Fucking bitch more about it. God, dude.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we could sit here all night and give a prediction of it, but until we know more, we just you want to talk about historic, this is fucking historic. This is a first time ever. I don't know. I'm always pessimistic on these ventures, but because I don't really mean to be pessimistic. I just try to look at it from their end and not try to see, I do that with both sides, but to think like the service thing has made me curious for a while. It has just like why certain things like, just even with Orion, like knowing Orion was shit and just how bad everybody talked about how, it was just about like, no, it's weird. It's weird how everything. It's almost like they were wanting to take a dive.
There's so much. There's just a stack of just negatives. Not many positives.
Right.
But anyways. So before we get into the question of the week, I did ask a question on our Instagram. And this question was, how much money would it take to buy you out? Let's see what some of the answers say here,
huh? Nice.
I'm not going to read the names. I don't know if they want me to read the names off, but I'm going to read the different amounts here.
Okay.
There was a few that responded here. One says 3 million.
3 million. Okay.
Another says 2 milli plus benefits until I'm 75.
Whoa. I feel I'm about watching Pawn Stars. I feel like I'm Rick Harrison's across the table going, that best I can do is 500,000 and no benefits.
Another one was 1 zillion. However much that is.
1 zillion. Man, whoever said that, that's the person that's going to work 50 years. I shouldn't say that. I might be working 50 with you. Man, it's 1 zillion.
1 zillion. All right. Let's have some fun, please. We need to shift this bad boy into fun gear.
Fun mode. Yeah, I know. This is depressing.
Oh my God, I know, man. Fuck, I did not want to start my weekend like this. God, dude.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Let me take a swig there. All right. Question of the week. Let's see here. The question of the week this week was,
holy shit.
What type of package do you hate delivering the most? This one is from Fernando. Fernando gave us this great idea. Past guest. He's in the Discord. Awesome, man. Awesome guy.
Very good guy.
Thank you, Fernando, for this one, because we got a shit ton of comments to read. So
we did.
What type of package do you hate to deliver the most? Let me see here. That dude Luke in me here says weight sets, especially when it also includes an Olympic bar.
I hate the weight sets, man. Sets I'm always like, especially when people were there and you're like, hey, listen, you want to fucking get in shape, motherfucker. The first lift you can come out help a brother out here. So yeah.
So I have a quick story about weight sets and delivering, actually. So this was right in the midst of COVID, obviously, because that's when everybody was ordering weight sets because they couldn't go to the gyms. Right. So I was delivering, right? I had like a whole bunch of I had every dumbbell weight I think that you could buy. 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50 pounds of dumbbells. Right? And I'm like, fuck, and they're all single packaged, in those whatever fucking brand that is that everyone Rogue, I think it's called. And the customer actually comes outside And I'm like, hey, man, I got a bunch of weights here, dude. I was like, you just want me to put them right here on the ground for you? You know, and he's like, nah, if you could bring them around back to the back door there, that would be great, or, you know, whatever's easier for you. And because he said whatever is easier for you, you know what my reply was? I said, putting them right here is much easier for me. I just fucking unloaded them right there, dude. Like, they're your dumbbells, man. And like you just said, Luke, you want to get in shape?
Yeah.
Go move those bad boys around the back of the house, bud.
Exactly.
I left them right there on the guy. Anyway.
That's a good. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. I mean, just because he said whatever's easier for you. If he didn't say that, I'd be like, all right, dude, let me load up the hand cart.
Dude, Rogue Fitness. Yeah. When you see Rogue on it, you're like, fuck. Yes.
All right, this next one is from Give Me More Cosplay. What up, More? Says dog food, poop boxes, anything over 30, and just boxes overall.
I mean,
fair enough.
I get it. Shitty profession to be in because you're surrounded by them all day, but I do understand where she's coming from.
Cardboard.
Especially the poop boxes.
Yeah. This one here is from Daniel the Warrior. Also says, dumbbells. They ain't going to use those.
No, they're not. It's just like the treadmill. It's just going to be another closet hanger.
You know, I just thought about this because that's the second one with dumbbells out of the first three we just read. All right. You think there's ever been a driver that's been like, you know what? Dumbbells. I'm going to take a break right now. And they're just like taking the box and just.
Oh, yeah.
100%, right?
There was one time with plate, you know, and a plate and the free weight is 45 pounds. And it was a single plate, and it was probably Rogue. I don't know, but I remember one time I did burnout curls with it just to see how many I could do.
Nice.
And I was walking to that, like I had
allegedly.
I was walking to the stop, and they only it was one of them things where I delivered a bunch of the shit yesterday, and they had like one Rogue box like the next day. So when I was walking up their driveway, I was just like I was doing burnout curls to see how many I could do before I got there. And I don't remember. I didn't make it to the door before I fucking stopped. So I didn't do too many, but yeah, I mean, I'm guilty of it.
That's great. This one here is from our one and only DHL listener, Rick Star. Rick says, obviously heavy packages, but especially those that take you by surprise when they are heavy on one side and not the other side. Shifting weight. And
very shitty. Yep.
And they end up catching you off guard, almost causing you to drop them. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Rick, that's why you got to approach the object, shoulder widths apart, bend at the knees, keep the natural curve of your back, grasp opposite corners, and test the box for shifting weight and contents. And then you know what side the weight's on, buddy. I got you, Rick. I got you. Thank you for your comment, buddy. This one here is from
Absolutely.
Hilly on the Go. Says, trampolines, weight sets, signature required. Yep. And those damn exchanges. Oh, yeah. The exchanges. Oh, yep. Man. They're usually some sort of like medical device.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. That's a good one. That's a good one, Hilly. I forgot about that one, buddy.
That's coming from a vet right there, man. The trampolines also,
of course,
pain in the ass delivery.
Fucking push those bad boys right out the back door. Get as close as you can to the house. Don't hit anything. This one here is from Trev Knight. What up, buddy? Is this your first time commenting on your trip?
Might be.
Thank you for your comment, buddy. I still have nightmares about the purple mattress.
Oh, yeah. That's another pain in the ass. That was a good one.
That is a pain in the ass. This one here is from Old Ball Bearded Bastard. Says, let's see. Gardening sheds to second and third floor apartments. My rental owners when they order their paper towels and print paper, also known as ship paper, at the same time, and ship boxes. Because at some point, I'm going to have to pick up a hot box of someone's shit.
Amen.
That's right. This one here is from the Henry Film Co. What up? Says, I have two. Says, big ass mud tires and boxes of paper. To hell with them both. I agree. This one here is from Brad Mosier. B-Rad says, "These nuts." That's good. I feel like I had to say it like that. Did we lose Luke? Luke, are you there, buddy? I don't know if Luke's still here. I'm going to keep going, though. Well, maybe he'll rejoin. I don't know what happened. Next one here is from Jake Lee. Jake says, furniture. 100%, buddy. 100% on the furniture. Those damn furniture boxes.
Sorry, I froze for a minute. I'm back.
Jesus. Dude, you froze for a hot minute, my guy. This one here is from... Oh, and now he's gone. This one here is from Cameron. Cameron says, when they fake the funk on the weight of a package. Yeah. When it says 5 pounds, but it's 80. Any package that says kg instead of pounds, or when something says it's 12 pounds, but it's obviously in over 70. Yes. Hate that as well. This one here is from the Cowboy Cardboard Warrior. Says, any of the food ones during the summer because they are always leaking. Yes, that is true. They are always leaking. They're always moist and soft boxes now because I'm sitting in that humid truck. This one here is from DJ Creator. Says heavy furniture, trampolines, table saws, grills, and mattresses. Yeah, heavy furniture. Yep, furniture, trampolines. Yep, table saws. Yeah, grills. Yeah, those grills and mattresses. Next one here is from another one from Old Ball Bearded Bastard. Says, and fucking Christmas trees in July. Fuck. Christmas trees in July, they just got those deals going on, buddy, and we have to deliver them.
Fuck.
This one here is from Zach Pisk. Zach says, what up, Zach? Zach says, not a delivery, but picking up those poop boxes haunts me to this day from my experience over peak season. Pretty sure Luke told that story on here. I think he did. I think that's right. This one here is from Rocky Mountain Rod. Says, anything over 50. Yeah. Damn those heavy ones. This one here is from Will Flow. Says, Rogue Fitness Equipment. Those boxes way too big to fit on the dolly. Boxes that are crushed because the customer always seems to be home and waiting for you. Mm-hmm. And then they give you a dirty look like it's your fault the box is crushed. I was just talking about that actually with a customer the other day, and about how embarrassing it is delivering a box that is just crushed, and especially when the customer is out there waiting for you. And it's usually, unfortunately, something like a box falls off the shelf, crushes the box that's on the floor, or maybe our loader is just putting heavy ass boxes on top of very light boxes, possibly. I mean, that's possible, I guess. But next one is from the Aztec. Says, the big orange medical boxes going to doctors' offices because I know I'll be picking them back up in less than a week. Big orange medical boxes. I don't know about these big orange medical boxes. Do you know about these big orange medical boxes? I don't know. This one here is from Fernando Mania 13. What up, Fernando Mania 13? First time commenting too, buddy? Shit, we got a lot of firsts here. This one says sectional furniture, especially to apartments without elevators. So yeah, apartments without elevators sucks. Last but not least, this one here is from Lou Falsetta. Says, all over 70 pounds, the top floor apartments. I agree. Shout out to everybody who commented. That was amazing. Thank you all so much for your comments. I have to say, my biggest one is, this actually just happened recently. I delivered a gazebo that had I think it was A, B, C, D, E, F. It had 6 boxes. All right. It had 6 over 100-pound boxes for all the parts to put together a gazebo. I just delivered that the other day, and it made me think about the question of the week. And I said, this sucks. Because you're taking those bad boys one at a fucking time. You're loading up the hand cart one box at a time and transferring those bad boys to the customer's property somewhere. Oh, man. I mean, hey, the customer was great, gave me a water, tipped me 20, you know. I can't complain. So
Can't complain on that.
shout out to those customers. But your gazebo, I never wanted to deliver your gazebo again. So, but anyways, just go to Home Depot and buy it yourself, you know.
Agreed. Sorry, I was in
Okay,
straight
welcome back,
survival
buddy.
mode. Dude, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just trying to survive till the end here. I'm in that.
We're all surviving slowly.
Sean O'Brien must have cut my internet feed. He got mad at me.
Man.
I'm still a Teamster.
Yeah, that's it. And we will be. We just hope things get better. That's all.
I missed you saying Brad Steve's nuts.
Oh, dude, as soon as I said it is when you froze up and left.
Oh, dude.
I said it
just the
epically. I was like,
clanging.
these nuts.
Just you got metal orbs out there clanging so hard, Brad, it fucked my internet up.
But, yeah. Anyways, I think that was going to wrap it up here for this one, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So everybody
I've carried too much
listen.
heavy shit. I can't think of one off top, but I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to survive. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, so, you know, just stay with it here, all right? There's things happening, obviously, in you know, all the inside shit with UPS and Teamsters and all this craziness right now. So stick with it. Deliver your packages one package at a time. Be safe out there, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. Come join the Discord chat. Come join the Patreon family. We love you guys. I'm Dave, my co-host Luke. Everybody on the YouTube stream, thank you all for coming in and hanging out with us. Everybody, listen. We'll see you all next week.
Later, everybody.